A Hero's Guide to Summer Vacation by Pablo Cartaya. Your most humble narrator begins. It should be said that Gonzalo Alberto Sanchez Garcia never considered himself to be the hero of his own story. He was an observer, quietly recording what he saw and experienced, but never caring to play a central role, not even in his own life. Like with every journey, though, the protagonist hardly ever realizes they're central to the story until later. After much prodding and poking, they finally understand and accept the terms of their role. But it takes a while, and there are steps to get there. Let's call them phases or guides. But first, a little background. Gonzalo had spent most of seventh grade in a kind of daze, as it were. Yes, middle school can often be overwhelming. It zooms by like a high-speed train, going so fast you're terrified to even use the bathroom for fear of what might happen if the train suddenly stops. It can get messy. So you don't use the bathroom on a train, and you don't use the bathroom in middle school. Ever. Gonzalo learned right away what happened if you use the dreaded toilets of Monteverde Middle. Wet toilet paper stuck to the bathroom ceiling. Strange markings ran up and down the stalls, and a smell lingered on his clothes for days. And that was the first week of school. Imagine what it smelled like after the first grading period. Terrible toilets notwithstanding, there was hope that things were going to get better during those first 9 weeks of seventh grade. His father's diagnosis looked promising. And other than holding off on going to the bathroom for an entire school day, Gonzalo seemed to be on the road to a successful start to the school year. He enjoyed geography, especially landscapes, and the way the mountains shaped the earth along the coastline. And he loved art, Miss Gonzalez being his all-time favorite teacher. He tolerated most of the other subjects in school, except language arts. He wasn't a big reader of books, and after spending all of elementary school disappointing people because he wasn't actually named after his famous grandfather's fantasy book series, he was ready to shed the expectations of his purported namesake. Unfortunately for Gonzalo, however, the first 9 week grading period ended, and things took a turn for the worse. A terrible thing happened, and a fog began to encircle his brain. Then his grades suffered. He nearly failed science, his father's favorite subject. That's when the drawings came. And the more he drew, the more he withdrew. By the time his mother dropped him off at his grandfather's house in Mendocino for the summer, he had barely passed seventh grade. He spent most of his time converting photographs of landscapes he took on his iPad into terrifying drawings of monsters, the most frequent being a creature with menacing green eyes emerging from the fog. Those eyes still follow him everywhere he goes. Grief knows no hiding place. Things had become bleak for Gonzalo. But every hero needs to see the bottom of the ocean if they ever want to learn how to swim up to catch a new breath. And so we open on the middle months of summer vacation. In a fog-induced landscape surrounded by dead seabirds and only an iPad to keep our hero company. What should have been the relaxing calm of summer is now the opening act of Gonzalo's journey, and each part should get him closer to recovering what has been lost. It's also possible that the monsters of his own creation will drown him in a gross middle school toilet and flush him down the pipes of his own grief and despair. To be honest, it can go either way. Your humble narrator is merely here as a guide. I have no control over the proceedings of the story, and all I'll offer is an occasional observation. Summer is here, and Gonzalo's story is underway. There's no turning back now.